Welcome to Middale Impact, brought to you by the interactive media students of Middale Tech.
The podcast that brings you all the latest info from Middale Tech, where hands-on skills meet real-world success.
Whether you're learning automotive tech, welding, graphic design, or healthcare, we're here to show you how students are mastering their trades and making an impact in every industry.
Yeah, okay. Now we are going to have a little meditation session.
Okay.
We're going to take the time to get ourselves comfortable. This might take a little while, so we're going to sit up and we're going to get in the space for a meditation session, and I'm going to play some music to get us there. I think this is, nope, that's not the music. This is the music. How does that sound for everyone?
Very calming.
Yeah, very calming. Are we in the, okay. Now I'm gonna have everyone close our eyes. Okay. We're gonna focus on our breath and allow our body and mind to settle into stillness. So slow, controlled breathing in through the nose, out through the nose as well, because there's sickness around. And we're going to think about the positive things for this month of April. Flowers, lilies. I don't know if lilies grow in April. I don't know. The rain. There's rain going. It's April. This is my birthday month, so I will be thinking about my birthday, things I want, and turning 18, what that's like for me, the next steps. It's a very excited season for me, so that's what I will be thinking about. Rena, what will you think about?
All the things that I have coming up, prom, graduation, moving out, just the cool things that I have going on.
Kason, would you like to share anything?
The next steps after high school, after graduation.
I agree.
Career.
Oh, okay. Dr. Cobb?
Oh, I'm just thinking about the weekend coming up. That's the immediate thing that is definitely bringing me some peace. But I'm thinking about the end of the school year winding down. We're at, 6-7 weeks left, 6.5, or 7, 8. Anyway, we're getting close. And thinking about all those end-of-year milestones that are so much fun, just the rites of passage that I've gotten so used to over the years, watching students graduate and those moments that they have with each other, with their teachers, with their families. It's just, we're in that time of year of celebrations.
Yeah. I will not be thinking about the weekend as I am retaking my ACT, so I will try not to think about that. Those are negative thoughts to me, and I'm trying to think about it positively, so if that does come up in this session, I will take it in with an open mind. So let's take the moment to go into a quiet state and allow these thoughts to flow into our brains and accept them. Good, only the positive ones, not the negative ones. The positive thoughts, our weekends, the next steps for our lives. This is that moment to really take that in. So slow, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. My breath is a little shaky, so I will try to focus on my breath. I don't know about anyone else. So I will stop talking now. We'll think about these thoughts. It's a safe space. You can share anything you have. Any negative thought that comes up, we will help you get that thought out of your mind. So deep breaths. Anyone like to share anything new that came into their mind? No? Okay. I think that's it for me. Is everyone ready to come back into, I guess, the real world now?
I think so.
Okay. You can open your eyes now.
All right.
How was that?
It was relaxing. I was focused on staying awake.
Okay.
And not falling over sideways.
Okay. Alrighty, Rena.
All right, for this next segment, I have a few questions for you. So the first one being, what are your goals for this month?
For April?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't really thought about it in that way. I just, there are months where I can say this is what I want to get done by the end of the month. And there are days I wake up and say, pull out my phone and say, now what's on my calendar? Do I have to wear a tie today? I think the biggest one is just to keep planning for next year. I mean, when we're in this time of year, we're planning for next year. My daughter in Fort Worth just moved into a different house, and so going down there in a couple of weeks to try to help her set up, and hope that all goes smoothly. Just little things. I guess personally, it's April. I'm going to get all my gardens going, get some vegetables planted. I pulled out of the driveway this morning and looked at the lawn and realized it's going to have to get mowed pretty soon, and that's all starting up again. But just all that spring stuff. I like taking care of the outside of the house and having fresh food, fresh herbs around. It's always nice.
This is my favorite season, I think. I just love April. Sorry.
It's your birthday month.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's very great.
Okay, and what are some things you think you can do better this month?
I can do a better job of taking care of myself, not looking for excuses not to work out or to just put all my electronics away and sit down and read a book. That should be my goal for the month, to actually read 2 books start to finish. That should be my goal every month. And every month I at least have 2 books going, but I don't necessarily get them finished. So I have one that I've been working on since September, and I only have 30 pages left, and I just, I keep finding distractions on the internet to keep me from finishing.
I'm the same way. I have some books that I've started, but I have not finished.
It's the human thing to do. If you could say anything to your future self, what would you say?
To my future self? I would say, wow. I would say that you've given up a lot of time on work and on grad school, and wherever your kids are, and if you ever have grandkids, go chase them down and just go spend as much time with them as they'll let you, and don't make excuses not to.
I would say to myself, my future self, to, pick up the paintbrush and paint again. Recently, my mom wanted me she redid our living room, and she wanted me to paint like 3 big paintings for both the walls on there. And I wasn't very nervous because, I haven't painted in a while, but, what she wanted was kind of simple to me. And I did it, and, every time I walk into the living room, I get to look, and I'm like, that's still there, and that's going to be there. So that made me feel good about painting again. So I would say, if I'm stressed, pick up the paintbrush.
Good.
That's good. I'd probably tell myself to spend more time with my family, because who knows where I'm going to be after college and somewhere around the world, traveling, doing what I'm doing. So for right now, to spend more time with my family, and even in the future, actually, because that was the question. But to spend more time with my family, my mom, my dad.
I would say just spend more time with God and more time in church, because he's the only way.
All right. That's good.
What college advice would you give us as we're about to enter that new stage of our lives?
I would say, I'll quote one of my former SAB students coming out of the pandemic who said, I'm going to get to college and say yes to anything as long as it's not illegal and as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. And I would maybe put a few more bumpers on it than that, but I'm also a dad who's raised 3 kids through college. But I think that's good advice. You meet people that aren't like you, that aren't from where you came from, and so you get this diversity of ideas. So just even if you go where you have a comfort zone, I went from Norman High 2 miles down the street to OU, and I didn't hang around with a lot of Norman High graduates when I was in college. I made new friends, and so just gather as many different perspectives of the world as you can, because that's where the real learning is. And I loved my English classes. I loved student teaching. I learned all the academic things in college I was supposed to do, but it was really just those relationships that I made and just different ways of seeing the world that made me, I think, a more well-rounded person.
So I should study abroad.
Yeah, anyone who gets a chance to study abroad, I didn't get to, but I would highly recommend it. I think that's the one reason I'm not fluent in Spanish. 7 years later, I can't blame my teachers.
What ways can we take Mid-Dell with us?
Well, I think that you already come from a community that has great diversity in terms of identity, in terms of economic mobility, in terms of everything. We're a military community, and that brings in people from all around the world. And so I think that's a perspective sometimes we take for granted. I think that if anything, our community's identity is blue collar. We're hardworking people. We're not a bunch of people that expect to just have everything handed to them on a silver platter, which is maybe why I identify so well with this district, even though I'm not from here. I've had to work for everything my whole life. And then just that championship mentality. All three of our high schools, everything we do, we expect to do it well, whether it's athletics, fine arts, academics, leadership. We just expect to be good at everything, but we also know that you have to work to get there. And so I think that's you could take some of those things I just said and apply them to any other school district around. But I think it's that combination of qualities that makes Mid-Dell what we are and who we are.
That's good.
So OU or OSU?
OU.
Why OU?
I grew up in Norman, and we moved there from Chickasha when I was 9, and I'd be out playing soccer, football, or baseball in my yard with my friends, and I could hear the OU band practicing from a mile away, and so it just kind of indoctrinated me. Or that was that was the sound of my childhood, and it was the 70s and 80s, and OU was good at football and basketball. My senior year in high school, OU played and lost for the national championship in football and men's basketball, and so I just grew up around a lot of excitement. And then as an English major, I knew other people who had gone to OU and been English majors, and they liked the department, so I just thought, well, that's where I want to go.
Yeah, there's only one.
Thank you. And nothing against Oklahoma State, that just wasn't really for me.
Yeah. Okay, what was the last TV show you binged?
I would have to say the last TV show I binged, either Yellow Jackets or The Righteous Gemstones. Those are both on right now, and I guess I'm not binging those. I'm watching those episode by episode. The last thing that I binged from start to finish, oh man, what would it have been? Just trying to think. Maybe Succession.
Is that good? I haven't seen that one.
I don't know. I keep seeing reviews on it. I need to watch it because I keep seeing stuff on it.
I think it was really good. I think it was. It's not. I don't know that I would recommend any of the shows I just mentioned for anyone under 18, but I'm just being real. That's the stuff I watch. I mean, Top Chef. I was binging Top Chef. I do know a new episode of Top Chef came out last night, so I'll be watching that tonight probably. But it's or this weekend at some point. But it was, yeah. I usually find a show that I haven't seen before, and it's usually 10 or 15 years old, and then I just crash all of it at once.
Yeah. I'm watching Yellow Jackets right now too, but the last one I got to finish was Adolescence. And
I've heard good things about that.
Now
I'm asking everyone, have you seen Adolescence? Have you seen Adolescence?
It's so good.
My wife and I can't watch Yellow Jackets if it's dark out. We have to, like if we're behind, we're like, we can do a couple of episodes, but at 7 o'clock, we're switching over to something else, something light.
I saw the trailer and I was like, I can't watch this ever.
It's really good though, because I like storylines like that. I don't know, I like how it goes between like adult and kid, and
yeah, they do the timeline swaps really well, and the acting is just incredible.
Yeah,
the young actors, but also the older ones, the veteran ones that I've known for decades.
Yeah. And the casting was so good. Like they look alike.
They do.
Yeah, you should watch it. But Adolescence was good too because What happened?
It was
in
only
it?
like 4 episodes, but it was. I just like the way they did it. American TV doesn't do that way.
I have to say, if you haven't watched it, Abbott Elementary is worth binging. And if you've ever worked in a school, there's so many relatable components to them. Again, maybe not all of them coming together at once, and maybe there's a little hyperbole there, but no, it's really good. And as somebody who's taught and somebody who's been a principal and somebody who's led a district, it's way too relatable.
Okay, what do you think has been the best movie of 2025 so far?
I've not seen any movies probably in 2024 or 25.
Wow.
I don't go to new movies very often.
Why?
I don't know. Because TV has gotten really good, and we've had so many good choices. When I was growing up, we had 3 networks, and you could watch whatever was on, and that was it. You didn't have a lot of choices, and so we would go to the movies all the time. And now, and especially since the pandemic, it's just gotten so much easier to entertain yourself at home, and so I don't go out as much as I should. There are always movies coming out that I want to see, but I can't even think right now of something that I've missed out on that I like. Like I mentioned the Bob Dylan movie, I didn't even go see that. I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan. I just kind of wait for things to come around, and it'll be streaming somewhere pretty soon.
I mean, yeah, but what about going to movie theaters and getting like that buttery popcorn and then the Coke and then sitting down and enjoying it, especially with the new seats in the theaters? Like,
I know, they're good.
I enjoy that myself. I would think my answer would probably be Nosferatu.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks good.
What'd you say?
Nosferatu. It's like the Dracula vampire one. You haven't seen it?
I haven't heard of that.
That's okay, but that's what it was, and it was. At first, I was like, no, but then like once I left it and I started thinking about the movie, I was like, I actually kind of did enjoy that because I did kind of fall asleep in the middle of it, but then I woke back up, and then like I really like how it was shot too, and then. Like Gladiator is up there too because when I went there, like it was so packed that I had to sit in the front, and so I was just looking like up like this the whole movie, watching it, and then like seeing like the distorted head of what is his name who played the main character. His name is no, I was gonna say Pedro Pascal, but it was Paul Mescal actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was kind of like it was a little weird, but. I did enjoy it though that way, and I wouldn't have changed it low-key because it was a good movie.
Just a little old-fashioned in that way. Like the TV shows. I love me a good TV show because especially the new TV shows, they're like hours long. Like the episodes will be an hour long, and then the seasons 10 episodes, and it's like one big movie that never ends, and it's amazing.
And it's shot like a movie. TV's shot like a movie more than it used to be too, and so that helps. I like to. Like I mentioned, I like to take an artist and do their discography all the way through. I like to pick an actor from an older era of Hollywood. And last April, in fact, I was out sick for a while with pneumonia, and I just decided, all right, who's somebody I need to watch that I haven't watched enough of, and I picked Peter Sellers, and I watched Dr. Strangelove, and a whole bunch of other Peter Sellers movies, like 5 or 6 Pink Panther movies. From the 60s and 70s, and just really had a good time. Well, I was, coughing and really, struggling medically, but other than that, I was just like, you know what? I'm so sick I can't work. That stress is off the table. I have good people to take care of the district. I'll just put my phone away and binge watch some Peter Sellers movies. Mm-hmm. So I guess I've just taken that binge philosophy for entertainment to music. I'll pick one artist and go all the way through, or I'll pick an actor or do 6 to 10 movies. I had like a Paul Newman Christmas Break a couple of years ago, and just did a whole bunch of old Paul Newman movies. So, I just take one person and I try to follow them through the arc of their career.
Okay, well, the next question was kind of going off the movie stuff, so I know you don't really go to the movies and theaters anymore, but is there any upcoming films anyone is tuning into? I'm excited for, because I heard Jordan Peele is coming out with a new movie that he's directing called Him or something like that, and it's like a psychological horror film about football, like a football player following the steps of a quarterback player, and so I'm really excited to see that.
So I like to go to the movie more than my wife does, but I think I could get her to the theater for a Jordan Peele film. He's fantastic.
Yeah, Nope was good.
Yeah, Get Out was groundbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And after watching Key and Peele on Comedy Central for all those years, it just, you're like, oh, this, and then their first movie is Keanu, and you're like, oh, it's cute, it's funny. But then Get Out, you're like, wow, this is a departure.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
I personally, I'm just a big kid. I'm waiting for the new Lilo and Stitch to come out.
Oh. I thought you were about to say the Minecraft movie.
Moana already came out, but I'm waiting for that Lilo and Stitch. And
I didn't know that. Okay.
the live action.
Oh, live action too?
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Oh no.
You don't approve.
I'm thinking the new Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible, The Last. It's called The Last something, but me and my dad are probably gonna go watch that one.
Do you believe it's the last one?
Nah,
They're still making
they're
a lot
still-
of money.
Yeah. And then the way like he makes his movies, his own stunts, and like they're actually real, not CGI or anything. It's just like anybody could do it. You just gotta practice. But you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think this wraps up the last episode of Middale Impact. Thank you for coming, Dr. Cobb.
I appreciate you having me. This was fun.
It was really fun. And yeah, I think we are done. That's a wrap.